Ohio approved and licensed for disposal, at Ron Evans Enterprises, they specialize in sewage system installation and repair. Ron Evans has a full line of flex pipe, culverts, concrete, and plastic septic tanks, sewer fittings, waterline rolls for the Home American water heaters, along with toilets, standard and ADA. It's all at Ron Evans Enterprise, LLC. Give them a call today at 1-800-537-9528 or 740-286-5930.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have special guests in the house today. And that is, as you can probably tell, our Jackson Ironman baseball team seniors and coach. Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
Good to have you. It's so funny because some of you have been here for other sports as well. So that's really, really cool. So welcome back if you've been here before. But you guys have some really, really fun things going on this weekend that you came to tell us about. But first off, you have to say who you are.
I'm Boston Campbell. I play second base. I'm Xander Irvin, the pitcher.
Cade Wolford, outfielder and pitcher.
AJ Graham, outfielder and DH.
Lyric Malone, outfield.
Ramey Wyatt, third base.
And Coach McGraw.
Oh, yeah. And then there's the coach. We'll keep him around, huh?
Yeah.
So you guys were just telling me, well, you have something really cool coming up this weekend, but something else really cool. You said that your season opener is actually at the beach.
Yep, this year we are.
Oh, that sucks.
Our very first game's in Myrtle Beach. The first official game. We had some scrimmages, but yeah, we're going down there for 5 days and playing 6 games. So it's pretty enjoyable.
When's that going to be?
March 25th through the 29th.
Okay, so you guys have about a month to practice. A little under a month to practice. Very, very cool. So how long y'all been practicing?
I think we started about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We started 2 weeks ago practicing. So.
I know.
Now, official practice. We've been practicing
You always practice, yeah.
for months.
Yeah. So, but a lot of you guys, who all plays another sport?
I do play football.
Yeah. So how does that work?
As far as
Just move from one locker room to the next, or what?
Especially him playing basketball. He was literally at practice the next day after the season ended. So I think it was like he got home probably got home at 11 p.m. and then he showed up at practice about 10 a.m. the next day. So
that's dedication.
It's very much one right into the
next. So you don't get a break. You just go from the one sport to the next sport.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of a dedication to the players. They actually do get a break. They just don't take it. They're allowed one, but we have a chance to be very good. Boston showing up the next day as a senior and a returning starter. That's big for our leadership.
Sure.
And then these guys just put in work all year. That's why Jackson's good at sports. Boys and girls. It's the work they put in when they're not in season. And other a lot of guys will leave my baseball practice. They'll go to work out or AP prep or go shoot basketball, whatever. They're just dedicated kids.
Yeah, and that work ethic, you can't force them to do it. They're doing, you guys are doing that because you choose to, and that's awesome. Good for you. And then again, that's leadership from the top down. So, but what's it mean to be seniors? You have to. Speaking of leadership, right?
Yeah. Really, any senior on any team is, like you said, supposed to be the leader. So, it's been an interesting year. Like I said, I play football, so I was able to be a captain for the football team, and it's it's kind of surreal to watch it all unfold as a senior, and it's kind of your last go round. So
Yeah, the last sport hurrah, huh?
yeah.
Let's see, very good. Well, you guys have something that has just turned. You've almost created a monster with this event that you guys do every year
It's
because it
awesome.
just gets, yeah, it's like one of the biggest things to happen in Jackson all year. And so tell us a little bit about it, whoever wants to talk.
They're looking at me. It's our
Coach, we'll put
yeah,
that on you.
it's our Grand Slam dinner, which is also a auction. We have a live auction and a silent auction. But it has grown to kind of a monster.
Yes,
It's
huge.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Park's Edge is going to be packed. And, it's full house, and people are so. It is pretty cramped in there, but people are so accommodating. They understand. But it's a great dinner as well. For $10, you can come in. You get homemade chicken noodles, made by a grandma in the kitchen. My
Like
mother-in-law,
literally.
yeah, literally, my mother-in-law's back there, and my wife making the chicken noodles, and you have mashed potatoes, green bean rolls, desserts that are homemade from parents, and then pop and water, things like that. But it's just a great environment that you can go and sit down. You see people maybe you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's very much a Jackson thing now, and it's very exciting to watch it unfold and what it's turned into. But yeah, it's really fun.
You see some of these things like on TV and whatever, small communities having these really cool events, and this is like one of them where you're like, yeah, this is what being in a small town is about. The whole town goes.
It really is.
Like it's like crazy.
You walk in there, you go, this is Jackson.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very cool. And you guys, so do you still have tickets available, and how do we get?
They can get them at the door still. There are
Okay.
some left. Tickets do run out. It is
Yeah,
only
you guys
so
sell
much
out every year.
capacity in there, but there will be some left at the door. They can't purchase those.
Okay, so you can come if you don't have tickets ahead of time, no problem. Just come on in. There's noodles for everybody.
Yep.
And if not, these boys will just whip up some more.
We'll go get them.
I don't know about that.
No? I feel like you guys could cook. Does anybody cook?
Not noodles, but
Eggs and bacon. That's about it.
Bacon. All right. So do you guys all like noodles?
Yeah.
I mean, is there anyone in the world that does not like chicken and noodles?
I don't want to meet
Have
that
you
person.
met? I
don't
know.
wanna meet 'em.
It's like people that don't like puppies.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Very, very good. No, this will be a really cool event. And of course, tell us why we're doing this event.
It's just a great opportunity to support our baseball program. Like I said, I think all funds raised goes to our bullpen club, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah.
Sports aren't cheap. You guys are going to Myrtle Beach. Like, you guys are practicing. You need uniforms. You need bats and all of this stuff. It's not cheap. So
Yeah, and this money actually doesn't go to our Myrtle Beach trip. It actually
Okay.
just to run our seasons.
just to run.
Yeah, because
actual-
baseball is a very expensive sport. And most people don't know, we use about a dozen balls a game because they hit the road and get ruined or they get in the mud. That's $100 a game that it costs us to
Oh.
play at Sparky Haller Field. But that's just the field at Jackson. That's what we deal with.
Well, why don't you tell them just not to hit it on the road?
Well, I'd hope them hit it over the track. That'd be better. But yeah, baseball is an expensive sport, and we try to treat our players with a lot of respect. And they get a lot of stuff, and our community always helps, and they do a great job. But I always do stress this isn't to pay for the Myrtle Beach trip. Their parents do that.
Okay.
We do a little fundraiser that they do in the winter that pays for that. This is actually not only for high school but junior high program as well. Junior high is not a school sport, so we fund that program entirely.
You guys mentioned that last year, and I did not know that. But did you all grow up playing like junior high baseball? So somebody that was a senior then or an upperclassman was working so that you guys could play. I mean, it's just paying it forward, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah. So why is junior high not a thing?
It's just common in Southern Ohio to not. I think save money, because
Sure.
when you had a school sport, you got to add a coach, you got to add busing, things like that. It
Okay.
does add money, but most schools in Southern Ohio aren't. Baseball isn't a junior high sport for the school, but there are some schools that drop it, and then your baseball program really suffers if you do.
Yeah.
We just made sure we've never had to do that.
I was gonna say, if you don't have a program in in the 7th and 8th grade, then how do you have a program later on?
You wouldn't, so that's very important in that aspect.
For sure, absolutely. So, okay, you guys are seniors. Are you having a good senior year?
Yeah.
Flying by? Yeah, it does. It gets worse.
Yeah.
It just keeps going faster and faster. So, what are your plans for the future, everybody?
So I'm hoping to go to Hocking Hills after I graduate and go into the heavy equipment program down there.
Okay.
I'm attending Ohio State to major in business.
Business. Okay. Good job.
So I was just accepted into the Ohio State University, and I plan on majoring in mechanical engineering. Yesterday, I was just offered a NROTC scholarship, which I'm not sure if I'll accept that or not. But
Well, you have the option. That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm going to Kent State to pursue a business degree and also play football there.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to Rio Grande for an education degree, and I'm also going to play baseball.
What are you going to teach?
I'm thinking
What
math.
What do you want? Math?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like English.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody likes math. Yeah. What a weirdo.
I'm out.
No, I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What about you, Boston?
I'm going to Buckeye Hills for heavy equipment.
Okay. Good job. Okay, cool. That's so funny. Like such a wide array of paths. And every
Again,
one of you are
that's
going to do
Jackson.
great. Yeah,
It
right?
really symbolizes, our city. What
It does.
It does.
It does. It's very, very good. All right. So tell us, what do you look forward to most this season?
Winning games, really. I mean,
You guys gonna
that's
be
all I
good
can
or
say.
not?
Yeah.
You're gonna be good.
Yep.
All
We
right.
have a chance to be very
return,
good.
make it back to
Um,
OU.
Yeah, we had we had a very good season last year, 20-6, and
Yes.
we lost in extra innings by 1 run to a team that went to the state tournament 5-4. So we have big goals this year. These guys, we lost one starter from last season and no pitchers, so we have everybody back and
Oh man.
on the mound, in most positions, and it's probably the deepest team I've ever coached. Is the most talent? Not probably, it definitely is the most talent. It has a chance to be very special down there on Sparky Haller Field this year. We got a lot of work to do and to achieve those goals, but these
Pressure's
guys
on,
they
man.
don't say
Like-
much, but they could go out as the winningest group in the history of Jackson High School.
I heard you mention that on the radio.
yeah.
So tell us about that.
The winningest group ever has 73 wins in a 4-year span. Obviously, not everybody was on the varsity team that year, but if you count from freshman to senior, I think the top is 73 games
What
in
year
4
was
years.
that?
I think it was 2016.
Okay.
That group that graduated then, these guys have had 3 20-win seasons in a row, which is a school record, and they're sitting at 61 wins in 3 years.
Okay.
So 12 wins away, but our goal is to win 20 plus again. Which has
Love that.
obviously never happened, but like
And you just crushed the record.
it should happen. That we have that kind of talent, and these guys are that kind of hard workers. I think it can definitely be done.
But does that put the pressure on you guys? Like, oh man, it's expected of us.
Not them.
on the coach.
Yeah, a little bit. No, they'll get it, but how do you feel about that?
Just gotta go out and play your game. We've been playing the game since we were 7-8 years old. Just trust in our abilities.
Yeah. I mean, and that's cool. Like we were talking about the junior high and all that. So you guys have been playing baseball together and other sports, I'm sure too, for a really long time. So that has to mean something.
Yeah, I think it our success really does in baseball stem from the fact that we all really played travel baseball growing up. So we have a lot more games and a lot more overall time into the game of baseball. So
Sure. Yeah, that helps. That's definitely an advantage for sure. All right. Well, cool. Is there anything else you guys wanted to tell our viewers about before we let you? Do you have to go back to school?
Yeah.
I do
Unfortunately,
later.
yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh man.
I just have one class at high school.
You do?
Yeah.
Some of these guys are CCP, so they don't go to high school very
Ah.
much. They're still already in college.
Already doing the college thing. Okay.
Now, just hopefully you get great support tomorrow for our Grand Slam dinner. Again, it's gonna be an awesome evening.
And what's the time for that again?
It starts at 5:30. That's what time you get doors open at 5. Food served around 5:30.
Okay.
And then I'd say the live auction, and silent auction goes on really at 5:00. You have that time, and then it shuts down around 6:30. But that's probably usually when the live auction starts, right around 6:30.
All right. Could you give us like a preview of some of the items that are being auctioned off?
I've seen them I think they're on Facebook, but I haven't really seen them. This isn't really like a coach's thing. A lot of
Okay.
the parents
parents.
get together and make the baskets. There are some big baskets with a lot of awesome things per class, and I know there's a set of really like 4 awesome Reds tickets that are very high dollar tickets, very close to the field. I know those will be auctioned off as well. They were last year. It's kind of the same thing. So I'm
Cool.
excited. I've never won those, but I wouldn't mind.
Anybody's like, wanting to throw the coach a bone here.
No,
just
don't do
give
that.
him those tickets.
No, enjoy yourself. That might be
no.
illegal.
Yeah, that might be a little shady.
I'd like to keep coaching for a while. I don't know.
Well, very good. No, there will be something for everybody. The silent auction, is that one of those where you like write it on a piece of paper?
Yeah, you pay, you get a bunch of tickets, and you drop it in a baggie of which item you try to win.
Okay.
And that is just loaded. It was loaded last year with a lot of great gifts, even for kids. There's a lot of kid stuff in there. So I know I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she loves it. She has the time of her life in there. So.
Yeah, and bring the family. This isn't just for adults or parents or baseball players. Like, bring everybody.
Yeah, your son's a baseball player. Show him what he's got to look forward to, because this is awesome. A lot of these guys came when they were younger, and you get a sense to feel like, oh, I get something to look up to. Like, I'm gonna be a part of that one day.
Yeah, exactly. Has to mean something to you guys. Yeah, like kind of the pressure's on a little bit for you guys to be the role models for the younger kids. So,
and they do a good job.
Do you have to serve?
The seniors don't. I give the seniors the night off to hang out with their parents.
Awesome.
The juniors, sophomores, and freshmen do.
So
some of them they'll bust. They don't really serve the table. They bust the tables.
Okay.
Take out the trash, things like that. But these guys have put in their time. Now they're seniors. They get to kind of just enjoy the evening.
Good deal. Well, have fun. Eat lots of noodles. I'm sure I don't have to tell you to do that. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to tell our viewers before we get out of here? No? Okay.
Appreciate you very much for having us.
No,
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
you. Come on out tomorrow. Doors open at 5 for the Grand Slam dinner. Park's Edge here in Jackson. You can't miss it. The old Ponderosa. If you don't know where that is, I don't know how you wouldn't, but and come out and support these guys. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
good luck this season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Kick butt. We'll be rooting you on.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Dylan, you want to run over to the weather forecast real quick so we can give everybody the weekend weather while we're switching out? And I think Pete will be in to do some news here in just a moment. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
So here we go with the roller coaster ride of the weather once again. It's looking like snow. I mean, perhaps. Yeah, well, don't think about the weather. It changes, from minute to minute. They're all disappointed because it's not going to snow. But today, actually a little bit warmer than the rest of the weekend. Some showers in the forecast, perhaps with highs of 61, lows of 47. For tomorrow on your Saturday, some rain in the forecast. Highs of 57, lows of 43. Sunday, about the same, little bit cooler. And then Monday, around the same, but a little bit cooler. So, but there is that little pesky, like 50-50 chance of rain pretty much all weekend long. So that's where we're at. Oh, I didn't ask him the would you rathers. Oh, that would have been good to get all those dudes, figure out what they were up to or what they were thinking. So, here, let's ask while Dylan's figuring that stuff up. Dylan, would you rather have your personal diary read aloud to the whole school once? Come on in, Red. He's awake? What?
Yeah. Ask Pete the question.
All right, Pete. Would you rather
Okay.
have your personal diary read aloud to the whole school once, or have an embarrassing video of you posted on YouTube for a whole year?
I'd rather do the diary thing because I'm more under control there.
Okay.
I believe in true confessions and revelations and all like that, and I would be more comfortable in that format than being seen and made a fool of.
I gotcha. See, in true newspaper style, he gives us the entire synopsis of why he feels that way, and that is cool. Okay, Red, one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather drive the world's fastest car or be a passenger on the world's fastest airplane?
Oh, goodness. Probably safer if I'm the passenger.
Me too. That's what I think. I don't think anyone wants me driving the world's fastest car. I can tell you that.
I've driven the West Virginia Turnpike, and that's enough.
Hey, that's kind of like the Indianapolis 500, isn't it?
Yes.
West Virginia Turnpike is a terrifying endeavor, to say the least. So, yeah.
You know, I got a friend before we get started that he's rode motorcycles on it.
No.
There's no way.
That's insane. There is no freaking way. All right. So, Red, what do you have news-wise?
Well, since you started with sports this morning, I guess I'll start with sports. And Benton County is looking for a football coach, Jen.
Okay.
TJ Carper, who has been there 3 years, and went. There he is, right there. He has went 22-11. Took the Vikings to the playoffs 3 times. He is leaving us to go to the head coaching position at Zanesville.
Really? Okay.
And he's just he's a great motivator. He's from Virginia. He's from one of the great little programs down there called Graham High School. And my parents actually grew up about 50 miles from Graham.
Really?
It's always one of the prominent schools in it's a rural community, about Jackson size, maybe a little smaller. But it's in the Bluefield, West Virginia area. And Bluefield, there's 2 Bluefields, Bluefield, West Virginia, and Virginia. And this is, just out of Bluefield, Virginia, little town. But they just have a great football program. They won the Virginia State playoffs many times. They're always in the playoffs, always go deep. And he told me to just build a new football stadium. They had a football stadium kind of like the VA in Chillicothe, where several teams played, and they played there for a long time. It's called Mitchell Stadium. I used to live in Bluefield. We used to work Mitchell Stadium. I worked for the recreation department a long time ago there, and Graham's always his top dog, and he's took that experience and went to Marshall. He came to Benton County and did a wonderful job coaching the Vikings. So he's moving on, and we just wish him the best. We hope he does good at Zanesville. That program needs turned around. So, Zanesville was once a powerful program, and they kind of hit the down cycle, and he's trying to turn that around. So good luck to him. Okay, Jennifer, we're going to take you back to elementary school.
Oh, my.
And do you remember the spelling bees?
I do. I remember, because I will never, ever misspell the word knowledge again, because that's what knocked me out of the spelling bee.
Oh, goodness. So that one
I forgot the D in it.
Oh, that one came up last night. And last night we were over at South Elementary in Hamden for the Benton County local school spelling bee. And a young lady, a 5th grader at South, Bentley Sowers, won the spelling bee. And do we have an interview with her, Dylan?
Give me just a second.
Okay, there is the group up on stage. There is Bentley there in the middle, along with several school officials. And Superintendent Rick Brooks there, some school board members, Board President Cindy Strasball, Vice President Mary Ann Hale, Board Member Roger Houck, so Assistant Superintendent Terry Snyder. So it was a big night, and she won with the word intrigue.
Intrigue. Okay.
Yes, Red, we have the interview.
Okay, and we caught up with her after the event, and this is what she had to say about spelling bee competition. Hey, Red Thompson on the Telegram News Facebook channel. We are here with Bentley Sowers, and she won the spelling bee, and with the word integrity. And tell us about how much you studied. What's it like to compete?
It's really fun, but it's actually really scary. You have to try really hard.
Oh, okay. How long did you study?
For a long time. I studied for a few weeks.
Mom and Dad help you?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, very good. What's the hardest word? What's the hardest word do you think you studied?
Probably chickabiddy.
Oh, you just missed that one. That was the one right before you, right before integrity. And you nailed integrity pretty fast.
I studied a lot. I worked really hard.
Good. What do you want to do after high school?
After high school, I want to go to college and I want to try to be a nurse.
Try to be a nurse. Very good. Well, congratulations, Miss Bentley.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's been Red Thompson on the Telegram Facebook channel and Total Media at the Vinton County Spelling Bee at South Elementary.
Very cool. Good for her.
I'll tell you, it takes, when you're a little elementary school student, it's tough to stand up in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, it would be tough today to do that kind of thing. And yeah, and the fact that she said she studied for weeks, that's awesome. It paid off, evidently.
Oh, it did. I had a cousin that won in West Virginia. She made it all the way to Charleston and got to be on TV, and they went to the mall and all kinds of stuff. She's from a real small town. And yeah, that spelling bee pays off. You got a lot of studying in that.
So now what? Where does she go somewhere from there?
Some of
Like
them,
a district or something?
I think they have a district, and then they have a state one in Columbus. I'm not sure what the path is. I know I think it's optional. I don't think it's like a competition. I think it used to be optional unless they've changed it. A lot of the kids haven't gone. Some of them have, but it's just a great way. It's kind of the first competition that you kind of have as a kid. So it's really a good thing. And we also have, yesterday was Kids Day for me. I guess I spent a lot of time at the schools, and we have a little racer, that's gaining some prominence. Matthew Whiteman. He is a 8-year-old student at Central Elementary. And he has been racing around the country. He just got back from Arizona.
What does he race?
The motocross.
Oh.
Motorcycles. There's him and his mom. I interviewed him yesterday at Central Elementary. And there's his statue of some of his racing awards that he's won and promotion materials that he uses. He said the track in Arizona had a lot of sand in it.
That would make sense.
Told him, it's a little bit different there.
You are in the desert, buddy.
And he also he said it was a lot of fun, and he met kids from all over the world.
Awesome.
He said there was a kid from Britain, a kid from Italy, one from somewhere in South America. And so a lot of kids, they come to Phoenix area, Glendale to race. And he just loves it. He's got 4 or 5 motorcycles.
Brave little dude.
That's his mom, Jade. She's an employee of the schools. I think a teacher's aide, I believe she is. And she was in the computer center there at Central with him to help coach a little bit. And he did a good job. We did an interview with him. It's on the Telegram News. And he said he liked going to Arizona. He thought it was fun. And he also went to Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Oh, cool.
And, of course, Loretta, we lost her about maybe a year and a half ago, I think. But her son, Ernie, runs the ranch now.
Okay.
And we saw Ernest in Indiana when my wife and I, they did a family concert, and he opened it. And they all, she's got 2 daughters that sings, Peggy and Patsy. They're twins, and they have their own group, but they's all together, and they got to meet Ernie, and they also got to go on a ranch, and they had a concert with Craig Morgan, came down there and did a concert. So they had a great time with the racing. And you can see Matthew in action. He'll be at unless he qualifies for Loretta Lynn again, which he probably will, he's going to race at the Jackson County Fair and the Benton County Fair if he's not in Tennessee, and the Hocking County Fair.
Okay.
And
you can see the local kid locally.
Yeah, he said he didn't like to be interviewed, but he says he got to get used to it when you're a celebrity. That's what you do.
That's awesome.
So he came in. Do we have an interview with him? I don't know if we got that.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. We caught up with him, and I had just a little bit of buffering in this, but little internet problems, but it's really cute, and I hope you enjoy it. Here's Matthew and Jade.
Okay, we're here at Central Elementary School with some motocross and supercross champion Matthew Whiteman, and he has just got back from Arizona racing, and he is 8 years old. And he just got back from Arizona. Tell me about your plane ride and what it was like to race in Arizona.
It's like the plane ride was good. We had to get up and like 5. Well, our plane took off at 5 in the morning, and I like to go to Arizona. I like it.
And
had some sand.
Yeah, I had some sand
on the track.
It's a little bit different there, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's joined by his mom, Jade. She's helping out and coaching. And tell me about, you also went to Loretta Lynn's ranch, the famous country music singer, and now her son Ernie runs the ranch. Tell me about what it was like to race there.
Yeah, it was fun and muddy.
Oh, it was muddy there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell me about your bikes that you have.
I have 4 bikes, a 50C New Cobra, and I have a brand new ATM, and I have a electric bike of a Husqvarna.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. And then tell me about, you're going to race some local here in Jack.
Lives up there, so we try to get up there too.
I'll also be at the Hocking County Fair. Oh, that is awesome. Well, good luck to you, young man, and keep on racing. We'll show you his big statue. And you want to say thank you to somebody real quick before we go.
All my sponsors and my mom and dad and my sister.
Okay. Awesome. It's been Red Thompson on the Total Media Channel with Matthew Whiteman, the big racer. And have a good day.
All right. So how do you check the motorcycle on the airplane?
I wish I would have asked that. I never thought about that.
Did you take that motorcycle on the airplane with you?
I don't know.
Had its own seat.
I don't know if there's one in Arizona waiting for him, or you take your own.
I would have to think you would take somebody probably drove them there, but
it's a long trip.
It is a long trip.
My sister-in-law in Chillicothe lived out there for 10 years, and I'd heard about I've never been to Arizona, but I heard about their escapades driving across the country, and it was quite interesting sometimes. And that's a long trip. And my wife, before she passed away, she got to go out there, and they went to the Red Rocks.
Cool. That'd be awesome.
And that was so. Arizona is really a beautiful place, and I hope I get to go out there myself someday. I'd like to go. I couldn't quite swing it. My wife at that time she was kind of. She wasn't real bad yet, but she was getting bad, and she couldn't just go out there for 3 days. If she went, she was going to have to be out there a week
for a bit,
recover a little bit. And so she was out there for about 9 days, and I just couldn't take that much time off. So, but she had a good time, and they got to see, like I said, the Red Rocks and all that area around Flagstaff. It's just really, really beautiful out there. So
it's lovely.
We got a couple of things. I know Pete has a lot of stuff, so I won't take up too much more time. But there's one more thing I was wanting to point out. The Benton County Commissioners met on Tuesday, and they saluted the National DD Month. All the people out there with disabilities. Tina Spanos was there, and to head up the delegation. And she was at the courthouse, and they passed the delegation or the resolution to recognize all the people with disabilities. The DD does a lot. They have a workshop. They help them with transitional housing so they can live on their own. They try to help them integrate them into the community. And so the commissioners was glad to recognize that. And so that was kind of what they were up to. And they also kept the Delta airport consultants on as their consulting forum for all the projects at the airport. The big thing there, they want to pave the runway. It's been a long time.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of important, Red.
And also they're undergoing a major project to fix the tower.
Okay.
And if you remember, our own Governor Rhodes from right here in Jackson County, he's the governor that instituted the bill to have an airport in every county.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're proud of that one of, I think, Governor Rhodes' shining accomplishments. Airport.
For economic development. And really, most of the counties still have an airport, don't they, Red?
I believe every county does. And Benton County's airport is a little bit different. It's up in the northern part of the county. It's used for tourism. The castle. You've been to Ravenswood Castle?
Mm-hmm. I've never stayed there, but I've been there a couple of times. Yeah.
Did you play the live chess?
No, because I don't know how to play chess.
Oh, you know, chess is like golf. It takes years and years to become terrible.
Yes, I get you.
Yeah, I know how to play, but I'm still in the terrible ranks. I used to play online, and I'm so bad that the Europeans wouldn't play me anymore because I had too low rankings.
Too easy, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't worth their time, to play me. But yeah, a friend of mine taught me when I was in high school. They loved chess, and now, I've never played with the bell. You're supposed to play with the bell, and after every move, you ring the bell.
Yeah.
And then some people play through the mail. They mail each other. I don't know if you remember that.
That would take forever.
Yeah, it'd take, these days.
Nowadays, it would cost a lot of money, too.
It's back when the stamps were a penny, and that used to be a popular thing back in the day. If you like history, the history buffs out there, that used to be quite the thing. People playing chess by mail. They'd mail each other their moves and move, and they'd both have a checkerboard. And when the mail came, they'd make the move, and then they'd write out the next move. And
oh my!
Yeah, it's quite a lengthy process, I would think. But there's a lot ahead for us. There's Pete. Just wanted to mention a couple quick things, and we'll turn things over to Pete. The Reds are coming up, Jen, and we had baseball theme, so. And remember this year, WCJO for the Reds games.
Hey, funny fact. I don't even think I mentioned this, or maybe I did, but we were just on vacation. We were on a cruise, and guess who sat beside me at one of the lounges?
Who's that?
Marty Brenneman.
Is that right?
And it was so funny because Jamie and I both recognized his voice before we recognized him. Jamie's like, is that Marty Brenneman? I was like, I don't know. And then we were like, yeah, it is. So it was pretty fun. I didn't even talk to him. Can you believe it? I didn't.
Oh,
I know. I just wanted to leave him alone because he was with like a group.
I met him in Chillicothe maybe my brother-in-law loved the Reds, and I took him to a Reds caravan in Chillicothe, and he was so happy. He got to meet Marty Brenneman and Ken Griffey
Awesome.
and Ted Strickland was there when he was a congressman.
Yeah.
And so it was nice. And I'm going to end with this one. And I know Pete has a lot, so I'm going to scoot out. The concert at Scotty's on First was wonderful.
Okay.
Doug Stone,
Yeah.
Terry McBride. We had an article in the Telegram about the concerts and pictures, and those two are superstars, and they really did the concert up right. It's very professional. It's very nice.
Good.
And Scotty's just going to have Wade Jennings coming next, the grandson of Waylon Jennings.
Cool.
So got music at Scotty's on First, and that's going to do it for me. Remember the Reds on 97.7, and broadcast starts soon. So
there you go.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Jennifer.
'Tis that season. Thanks, Red. We appreciate you stopping by. It's always fun. All right, come on over, Pete. Here, would you switch the chair? I'm gonna, give you that chair, and we'll do that back. That way we don't have more chairs than people. How's that? We have more chairs than sense, but we don't need more chairs than people. Right? So you don't have a red shirt on today.
No red shirt. I probably should have in honor of the baseball team that was here.
Right? Isn't that so fun?
Because I don't know whether they mentioned it or not, but once again, we will be broadcasting the Jackson High School home baseball games.
And streaming.
Okay, right. Oh, streaming. Okay, well, how about that? Okay, well, that's a commitment that young man just made.
That's right.
But that really, the video element really adds a lot to the broadcast. So we're very happy about that. But Dan Morrow and I will be there to broadcast all the home baseball games, with the exception perhaps of second games of doubleheaders on Saturday, because it's time approximate and those games get spread out. But we usually do the first one. I believe there's either one or two doubleheaders this year.
Cool.
Now, the only thing that I'm not happy about is I was not on the traveling team to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. Why don't we get to go? I mean, we could go and.
Didn't you lobby?
I did not.
Okay.
Well, after they said that they had to pay for it themselves, I felt a little bad about that.
Okay. Well, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as the news goes, we're going to start with a couple of cases on the criminal justice side. And there was a trial in the Vinton County Common Pleas Court that got completed yesterday.
Okay.
And a jury up in Vinton County, in the space of about 2 hours, returned guilty verdicts, an 18-count child sex indictment against David Longworth of Hamden. He is the defendant there, and there is David Longworth right there. We'll have this story, by the way, in Saturday's paper, front page, and it's already online if you want to check it out on the telegramnews.com. But 6 counts of rape involving a child under the age of 10.
Oh, my.
And those are felonies of the first degree. 6 counts also of gross sexual imposition of a child under the age of 10. Possession of criminal tools for the use of a sex toy on a child, and endangering children, and aggravated possession of methamphetamine. A total of 18.
Good grief.
A total of 18 counts. Now, of course, that begs the question, what kind of penalty was there? Well, we don't know yet. The sentencing has not occurred.
A lot.
It will be, I'm guessing so, because, it's 18 counts, and rape is a first-degree felony.
For each.
Right. Murder is a first-degree felony.
Yeah.
Rape is there. Now, the sentencing guidelines may be a little different there, but that is the highest degree of a felony. And the prosecutor, Bill Archer, was the one who tried the case, along with his assistant prosecutor, Jennifer Graham, and they released the information to us. They credited a lot of people who were involved in the investigation and the prosecution. It was a Vinton County Sheriff's Office investigation, of course, led by Ryan Kane and his investigators. And a pre-sentence investigation was ordered by the judge, and the judge in this case was sitting by assignment, and that was a retired Judge D. Dean Evans. Now, of course, James Payne is the common pleas judge, but he was the prosecutor before that, and I'm guessing that there was conflicts involved there because he was probably on the prosecution end when all that case started and so forth.
Okay.
So there was a judge sitting by assignment there. The defendant is in custody until the sentencing is handed down. No date for that sentencing. $250,000 bond for David Longworth, and that story, as I said, will be in Saturday's edition of the Telegram, and the print edition is already electronically available, of course, on our website. All right, there was another case. Give Jeremiah Shaver on our staff credit for digging this out. We got kind of a tip, and then he had to do a lot of work yesterday to get the details. But this case is just at the beginning of the court system. It's an indictment that it just came through here in the last week, and it involves a defendant by the name of Alexis Reed, age 34, of MacArthur. She had been an employee in the past at a local law firm here in Jackson, the Cole Kirby and Associates law firm downtown.
Okay.
Anyway, she is facing 4 counts of theft from a person in a protected class. And what that means is the victim was either elderly or disabled. The bottom line is that Alexis Reed, former employee of the law firm, is accused of stealing a total of $70,167.31 from the bank accounts of elderly clients of the law firm.
Oh my!
Right, and the first count, I can't go over all of it, but the first count, which is a second-degree felony, and this occurred basically from late April in 2023 to January 2 just of this year. She is accused of stealing. Now, remember, it's a total of $70,000 from the 4 victims. She is accused of stealing $52,363.24 from the bank account of 74-year-old Robert Zen of Ray. 32 different transactions from his account that she had access to. That the law firm was handling for Mr. Zen, who is 74 years old. And so there were 3 other victims as well, all who are considered elderly or disabled, persons in a protected class is the nomenclature there. But anyway, the Jackson Police Department did the investigation. Joe Kirby, who is one of the partners in that law firm, was the one who kind of discovered this, did some auditing, turned it over to the police, and as a result, we have this indictment. At first, according to Jeremiah's story, Alexis Reed, when she was questioned by the police, denied any involvement, even made the claim that, somebody, must have created an account and tried to frame her and whatever. But confronted with some bank documents and the fact that she had opened accounts at these 2 out-of-town banks, she ended up confessing to the crime. Now, she's not been convicted yet. This is just an indictment, but that's what we know so far from the background of the case. She was arraigned just this past Wednesday. She waived reading of the indictment, and she was released on her own recognizance. So that is a story that we'll be following on down the line, but that's where it stands right now. All right, another case that we want to, or another story we want to tell you about, and we've talked about this, Jennifer, and that is the situation in Oak Hill, the issue in Oak Hill that has drawn pretty big turnouts to the last 3 village council meetings there, and that is the proposal to bring an inpatient residential treatment facility for males to the Iron Oak Center, and these would be people who have had drug problems and they're recovering drug addicts, and it would be an inpatient thing at the Iron Oak Center in Oak Hill. That's at 315 Washington Street in Oak Hill, kind of in a residential area there and near the pool and the school as well. Patrick Ball, who lives here in Jackson, is an Oak Hill High School graduate. He and his wife Melissa own the Iron Oak Center, and they have a gentleman by the name of Dan McKenzie, who has his own company, who has leased space in the Iron Oak Center. And this is where the Phoenix Treatment Center facility would go if it is allowed to come. Now, as far as whether it's allowed to come, it's tied up with possible zoning. It was going back. Oak Hill does have a zoning code, but it was not known for sure whether that zoning code would apply to this facility coming in there, because it had been in the past years the Davis Home for the Aged. There have been other businesses, frankly, that have gone in to the Iron Oak Center that did not get any kind of zoning approval or whatever.
Right.
But this has sparked a good amount of opposition in the community. There's also proponents, of course, because this would bring, as Patrick Ball has pointed out, 25 jobs, approximately, new jobs to Oak Hill, and it would address what we all know is a problem in our area and all over the place, and that is drug abuse and helping people who have fallen into that trap. But anyway, quite a debate there, and whether the village would have any control over whether the Phoenix Treatment Center would come was kind of resolved here very recently when Joe Kirby, who is the same Joe Kirby we just talked about, he's the solicitor for the Village of Oak Hill, researching the zoning law, he determined that the Phoenix Treatment Center or the Iron Oak Center or both would have to either get a change of use approval or a zoning variance to be able to have that type of facility where it is under the Oak Hill zoning code.
Okay.
So where it stands is there have been no formal requests yet for that zoning, because the Phoenix Treatment Center and the people who lease the space and the owners of the Iron Oak Center had taken the position based on their look at the zoning code that there shouldn't have to be a variance or any kind of zoning approval. In other words, they should be able to just move in.
Sure.
So they have not requested anything yet. Patrick Ball told me in a conversation after the council meeting that he's made no decision whether to go ahead and apply for a variance or a change of use. He is mulling the options. He knows that there's some opposition there. He knows that it appears that Oak Hill is in position to make a zoning decision on this. They could deny it by not giving approval. Oak Hill has a zoning code. However, it has not, their apparatus, their procedures, their mechanization has not been in place. The Zoning Board of Appeals has been inactive at least for the last 6 years. They do not have a zoning enforcement officer, but they approved all that at this meeting, this last meeting on Tuesday evening. So, that kind of hints that, they want to be in position to judge this. They appointed a zoning enforcement officer. His name is Brian Moore. And they also appointed members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. So what happens is, the way I understand it is, if there is a request, the zoning enforcement officer will say, wait a minute, this violates our zoning code. You've got to get a change of use or a variance. If the zoning enforcement officer says, no, you can't come, the petitioners could then say, take it to the Zoning Board of Appeals, which then they would hear the argument, and then they would, affirm the zoning enforcement officer or say, we think you ought to be able to come, and we're going to give you a variance or a change of use approval. But the position is that it does not fit the zoning, the R4 residential zoning code that is in effect in that neighborhood. It is mainly a residential neighborhood, but the Davis Home for the Aged, that building, I think, has been there for about 70 years or so. It sat empty after the Davis Home for the Aged closed, and then that's when the Balls purchased it about 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago. And of course, they've tried to get tenants in there, and they have some. Adina, for instance, has a health clinic there, and there's several other businesses as well. And of course, they'd like to put the Phoenix Treatment Center in there to have another business in Oak Hill, provide the jobs, and also address the drug problem. Of course, some of the folks in the neighborhood and in the community are wary and concerned about the type of facility it is and who would be in there.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there. Also, a couple of other things to talk about real quick. There will be a major project starting on South Street in Jackson on Monday. They're going to replace a water line that has served the South Street, or most of South Street. That's a main residential street in Jackson, as you know. There's a water line in place that was built, they say, in 1898. Do you think it's time to replace it?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the city of Jackson was fortunate to get two grants mainly that are going to finance this, because it's a big job, about $1.75 million to do this is the contract. And that work is going to take place all the way from the David Avenue intersection to the Main Street intersection. That's most of South Street.
I was say that's a
That's
long
most of the
way.
whole thing. I mean, I bet you it's close to a mile there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be disruptive, of course, because they're going to be digging in the street. They're going to be digging some laterals
my.
in yards and like that. But of course, progress.
It is.
There's been a lot of water loss and some water breaks along the way, and it will probably only get worse if they didn't do this. But they got 2 big grants, plus they had some left. The city had some leftover American Rescue Plan Act monies, and according to Mayor Randy Evans, not a single cent of city revenue will have to be used for this.
How long do they think that project will take?
It's going to start on as early as Monday. There are flags in yards, including mine, to mark the fact that they're going to be there.
Yeah.
And they say August.
So all summer.
Sometime in August.
Oh my. Okay.
So anyway, that work will be going on, and there will also be a sewer line. There will also be a sewer line work, a companion project. It's totally unrelated, but it's going to start at the same time, and it's going to go from Veterans Drive to Chillicothe Street, and that will reline a main sewer line in that area, and that will be disruptive as well. But once again, progress.
So we're running a little bit low on time, and I have to show this. I have to. But if you get to this story, Pete, then yeah, but I just wanted to show this.
At Total Media, we want to thank...
Dude, that was like the most coordinated thing ever. Wait, show it again. If you don't see, watch the ball. This is
certainly
Pete interviewing
here,
someone.
At Total Media, we want to thank... That's
awesome. You just didn't skip a beat. You just went.
Well, I'll just say this: it was not rehearsed. We didn't fabricate that, yeah, and we didn't do that to increase ratings. But certainly here at Total Media, had 3 kids with her, and kids will be kids, right?
Yes.
It was kind of like a playpen in here.
Yes. But that was the lady that found the cycle search packet. So, yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay. And
that's so funny.
Right. Really quickly, I want to tell you a couple of other things. Thank you there for showing that. One of my proud moments in television, no doubt about it. But there was a wreck down on East Broadway Street at the US 35 exit ramp.
I
involved a semi and a pickup truck. Dylan, if you could pop that picture up there. There's the semi. Of course, it wasn't damaged too badly, as you can see, and the truck driver was not hurt. The pickup truck had a little bit more damage, going to war with a semi, but nobody was hurt there. It did block traffic for a little while, and that was on Wednesday, and our man Shaver was out on the scene there, and we'll have that story and pictures in our Saturday paper as well. Real quick, we want to tell you, Dorothy Riepenhoff, we want to take care of Dorothy, don't we?
Of course.
Well, she got a hold of us very early this morning, and the St. Peter and Paul Choir, they not only sing, but they do good things. They're going to have a benefit dinner. They're calling it a Lenten supper at the Parish Hall tonight. It will be from 5 to 6:30 p.m., and all the money, it will be on a donation basis, but all the money will go to the Cindy Kessler Scholarship Fund. And they will have soups, grilled cheese and tuna sandwiches, macaroni and cheese, coleslaw, and desserts. So that is tonight. At 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., also in Wellston, the Ohilco Society will have a chicken and noodle dinner to raise money for the festival and the other things that the Ohilco Society does. They do other things now. They took over the Christmas thing from Main Street and the 4th of July celebration. So they need to raise funds. So go eat your chicken noodles. That's at the depot from 11 a.m. to 4. They will, I believe, do some deliveries in the Wellston area. And, of course, you can do takeout as well as sit down. Also, on Saturday, the Ladle of Love food ministry that they do out of the Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church. Christina Sexton Inbody is the leader of that. Unfortunately, they have to cancel this Saturday's program due to unexpected and unfortunate circumstances. Don't know what that is, but they're just not going to be able to do it. That serves a lot of people, not only in person there at the church, but also they do a lot of deliveries all over the county. Oak Hill Free Will Baptist Church will have a clothing giveaway on Saturday. That will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. They'll also have free food if you come to the clothing giveaway.
Nice.
And the Hampton firefighters will have a chicken noodle dinner this Saturday. This is one of their big fundraisers. It will be from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
You can just eat noodles all day, all weekend.
At the fire department. And even though we can't speak Welsh, the St. David's Day Luncheon will be going on in Oak Hill. I believe Red will be down there to sing Welsh tunes with them.
Nice.
That will be at the Oak Hill Presbyterian Church starting at noon. They'll have a program as well. The Rio Grande Grand Corral will be singing, and the Oak Hill High School bass fishing team will have a big swap meet. I know there'll be lots of people there.
Oh,
Those are very popular. That's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that will support the award-winning Oak Hill bass fishing team. So don't tell me there's nothing to do.
Sounds like there's lots of noodles all weekend.
Right, and we didn't even tell you everything.
That's right.
Right.
We got to save some stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Pete. We appreciate you spending time with us, coming in the morning, filling us in on what's going on. And so it's going to be kind of a roller coaster weather, just kind of mid 50s and rain and
Yeah, it'll warm up again and then it'll go down again. March has a way of disappointing you. You think you made it, and you don't.
You made it over the hump.
Right, and I don't know whether you said anything earlier because Red was in here and the baseball team was in here. We got to give a shout out to Chris Henry, Biscuit, our dear Biscuit. He has been a part of Total Media now for 25 years. And as we speak over there on WKOV 96.7, Matt McKee has given up part of what he normally does for a revived version of the Nut Hut. JJ is sitting in the engineer's seat, and they've got Biscuit in there. And Tanya Hatton, who we've had here on the air before, she made biscuits and gravy in his honor.
I love that.
Isn't that great? So anyway, I know we ran over a little bit, but we had to get that in.
That's exactly right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we'll see you back here on Monday.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Certainly here at Total Media, we want to thank, This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website,
thetelegramnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegramnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegramnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegramnews.com.
Check it out.